Today it's time to level up in the area of responsibility. This isn't what you learned in school. This is everything you didn't and that they should have taught you in school, okay? The 4 levels of responsibility. This isn't your regular character counts pillars right here. This is going to be a good conversation. A lot of us need to hear this.
The Creator Podcast.
My name is Dion Williams, aka Dion Does, and I truly believe that we were all created in the image of the ultimate creator, and therefore it's in us all to create. And this show aims to help you and I both level up in this 4-dimensional game of life so that we can go out and create for good, whether that's for ourselves, our family, the community around us, but all of this a part of a generational vision of a family of creators coming together to be the difference. Creator family, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are feeling too blessed to be stressed. Appreciate you being here for another episode of the Creator Podcast. Man, it's true. A family of creators coming together every day, trying to level up. That's really important for me in my life. And it's something I've been trying to model and do for years. But to see you guys around the world joining this vision. And I talk about the 85 plus countries, not to ever brag or anything. It's not about me. It's about how big this thing is growing and just knowing that you are not alone when you're feeling like, man, I know there's something better for me out there. I know I'm not tapping into this potential all the way. I know I got these superpowers. Yes, there's a lot of us out there that feel that, and we're trying to get better, and we're trying to make the world a little bit better with this limited amount of time that we have here. And I think that's cool that you guys can know that there's over 85 countries that rock with that. So today we're talking about responsibility, and this is a good one. We're talking about 4 levels, right? A lot of us operate on the first level, and then we're kind of frustrated. And I teach this with diligence too. I have 3 levels of diligence, but often we're operating on the first level. Here's a good principle just in general. If you feel like you're doing something, you're like, man, I'm doing what I know to do and nothing's changing, you're probably operating at a very low level and you're trying to level up, right? So you gotta raise that, right? You gotta raise the level if you want to raise the results. And so when we talk about responsibility, what is the first level? Okay. This is taking responsibility for the things that you know, right? The things that you know to do, or we'll say the things that you should do. And this is where most people are at. This is what they teach in school. And you're saying, you know what? I'm going to take responsibility for the things that I do. This is my job that I have. Maybe I'm a student, right? Being responsible there. And that's usually where we stop it. It's like, man, you were supposed to do this work, right? You should take care of your kids and you didn't. You should go to work, you didn't. Or you should have did this on the job and you didn't. And sometimes we think we've mastered responsibility when we just start doing the things that we should do. And I think a lot of good, and again, this is the first level, so I'm not saying skip this or not do this. This is good. But a lot of you have been doing this, and you're like, my situation is not changing. Well, let's try leveling up. Instead of only taking responsibility for the things that you do, right? Level 2 responsibility says, you know what? I'm going to take responsibility for the things that I don't do. Right? The things so at first, right, it's the things you should do, and you do those. Now we're talking about the things you could do. So, this is what I know to do, but I'm not doing it at the level that I should be doing it, right? For me right now, that's my health. Like, yeah, I could do a lot better, right? But it's easy for me. I'll justify it. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I'll treat my health like my driving. It may not have been the smoothest ride, but at the end, I'm like, hey, did you die, though? Did anyone die? All right, then, don't complain. And sometimes I can be the same, too. Like, you don't look or feel like you could, but overall, you're healthy, right? As far as I can tell, I'm healthy, right? I'm not going to the ER. There's nothing major. When we level up, we start asking ourselves, all right, what could I do? What are the things that I know to do, but I'm not doing it? All right. So we're taking a wider range of responsibility there when we level up. Okay. Level 3, now we're doing the things we should do. Now we're also looking at the things that we could do, right? Making plans and knocking those out. Now we got to worry about the things that we didn't even know others would do. And that's responsibility for the things that other people do. Half of the country right now is pissed because, well, I don't even know the state. I don't even know who our president is. Y'all let me know when we know for sure. But in the United States, half I don't know if it's exactly half, but the people that voted for Biden are ecstatic, they're happy, and the people that voted for Trump are pissed and they're angry and they're mad, right? They, as much as I love the ability to vote, right? And you want to vote to control how things go, you could be on the opposite side of the vote. And so you still have to navigate life, right? And this is where people become victims because they don't take responsibility for this stuff. They say, you know what, this person did this, it affected me, and so I'm a victim. And they refuse to take responsibility if someone else didn't do the thing that they should do. And we have a bunch of people running at level 1 responsibility, and they're like, hey, I did my stuff. This person didn't do their stuff. It's affecting me. I am not going to do anything to fix it or make it better. I'm just going to complain until that person does the thing that they should do. And in a perfect world, if everyone did the stuff that they should do, we wouldn't have to go to level 3, okay? But this is the world that we live in. And some of you guys might have been doing good. You made it to level 1, you made it to level 2, and at level 3, you're like, man, that's where I fell off. I'm making way too many excuses. Yeah, maybe my boss isn't the best. Yeah, maybe my dad wasn't in my life. Yeah, maybe sometimes my wife be tripping. Yeah. Okay, but what can you do? Right? Level 3 responsibility says, I'm going to take responsibility for the things that I didn't even know others would do. Okay? So now we're leveling up. Okay? We got the stuff we should do, the stuff we could do, the stuff we ain't know others would do, and the last do. Okay? This is the do that you want to do. This is the do to do. The do. Okay? The last, so you got the should, the could, the would, and then the good. This is the good do, is when you take responsibility at the 4th level. You take responsibility for the things that you don't know. You don't even know. And this is the level of responsibility that high performers move at, the people that are constantly leveling up, right? Moving up in the job. They say that, you know what? There's things out there that could make me successful. And the universe doesn't give a dang whether I know them or not. I will be responsible for that. I'm responsible in my business if there's a better way for me to do things and I don't do them. Okay? This is the person that says, you know what, I have a goal. And this is why I don't get why people won't invest in mentorship or coaching, right? And this is why all of the top performers, everyone that does something at a high level has some sort of coach. Someone that has hopefully done something that you haven't done before, or they know how to see things. They can see into your blind spots, and they can see things that you can't see just because they aren't at that level. Who was I talking to? I'm actually talking to someone, okay? Got someone I'm working with who's they're just starting their business. And it's a pretty easy startup. It's a low overhead. Boy, are they overqualified to do what they're about to do, okay? And this might sound familiar. I haven't told you about this person. This is new within the last few days. But I do have a lot of conversations like this because so many people have more potential than they even realize. But anyway, they were talking about it, and they were trying to do a little, I almost call it a little trinket business. It was more like a side hustle. They have so much expertise, which is funny. Just like this is for another story. My landscaper, the guy that does my yard, has a business degree. That's a whole nother rant. I'm getting distracted. But there's so many people that have so much talent, right? And he was about to just kind of trick it, just kind of hoe it away. And he was going to make a little bit of chump change, but I was able to explain this stuff to him. And he was like, whoa, I couldn't even see that. He's like, I didn't know I could be helping more people at a higher level and making more money. I physically couldn't, my brain couldn't connect the dots that you just did, right? But here's the thing, though. Had he gone out and tried to play business at a low level, it's not like you know how you can like grade on a curve or like adjust the difficulties? It's not like the universe is going to be like, all right, you're just starting out. Okay. So we're going to make your bills cheaper. You know, you're not going to have to pay as much in payroll. We're going to make people buy easier for you. You're not going to have to work on your marketing, right? That's not how it works. If you want to start a business, you're with me and everyone else doing it. Okay. You want to have kids? There's no first-time parent program where you sign up, you scan a QR code, and it's like, all right, you have a level 1 baby. No, I have a friend that just had kids, and their first kid is like the bad one. And then I have another couple that we know they just had a baby, and their second one is a lot more chill than the first one, right? But they didn't get the easy one didn't come first. It was the hard one was the first one. Right? Your kids still have to eat no matter what you know or don't know. And so at the 4th level, okay, this is the good do. We're not just handling the should. We're not worried about, we're not just focusing on the could and the would. We're going all the way. And this is the good. This is level 4. This is where you need to stay. And when I say level 4, we're doing all of the previous ones. We're not replacing them. We're doing them all. And we want to stay at a level 4, and we're constantly asking, man, is there more that I could be doing here? Like, is there a better way? You know? Like, is there something that I don't know about my relationship or a better way to handle conversations that could be making this relationship better? And this is what inspires us to get the books, to learn more, okay? To hire a coach, right? Imagine who I was talking about navigating on their own. Here's the beauty of it. You get to learn things by having conversations with people that are further than you. You can learn things that it took them 10 years to learn in an instant. Another friend of mine is hiring. They're going through a hiring process, okay? I've had very rocky hiring processes, and it's been nerve-wracking. There's been frustrating things. I've had to go and invest in things to learn little tips here and there to improve it. Now I'm starting to have some good experiences. Guess what? When he asked me, I didn't give him the whole spiel of everything I've learned over the years and trial and error and failing and hiring help and all this stuff. I just told him, I led him straight to the good stuff. And it was a very quick conversation. He didn't have to waste his time. And he didn't even know all the things that he could have wasted his time on if he had tried it on his own, because he didn't. He was smart. He asked for help, and he got it, okay? And that's what I need you guys to do. And we're going to get more specific on your situation here. Now it's time to put some feet to it. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. Please run these episodes back. Any day where there's not an episode, you should still be listening. This should be a routine in your day. And this is a side rant. Don't be surprised, you guys, if one day I stop the podcast, okay? And it's not that I would stop it. I'd probably transition it into a community-only thing for my students. I'm gonna give you guys at least a year of this podcast. I wouldn't be surprised if we go well past that. But one day, once enough is out there, I'm going to move it to people that are already made the decision to level up, and they're a student, and they can use this as inspiration. But it's frustrating. And some of you guys know who you are. You're using it as like a little mini dose of like, I feel good, but you don't really go out and do anything. And the podcasts make you feel better, and they make you feel like you're doing something, but you're just waiting for a new one. And you're like going through this. It's like enough to just keep you excited about being excited, but you're not really doing anything. There is so much value in the podcast already. And the fact that some of you guys, when we took a little break, were like having withdrawals, but you didn't even really grasp all of the other ones, right? We had over 60 plus. Go back, get those, really digest them, but more importantly, take action, okay? So this can be a little bit complex. When we talk about 4 different levels of responsibility, listen to this again if you need to, okay? But I want you to think through, all right? You can look through faith, relationships, energy, economics, the 4 dimensions of this game that we call life, and ask yourself, where do I need to level up my responsibility And you may find yourself at different levels in different areas, and that's fine, right? I was even telling you where I need to level up in a specific area, but there's other areas where I'm doing great. Okay. So we need to be honest and say, all right, where am I operating at level 1? Right? Like, there's so much that I could be doing and I'm neglecting it. Where am I worrying about what the things that I didn't know others would do? And so I'm being influenced, but I'm just playing the victim. I'm not truly identifying as a creator and looking at what I can do and taking responsibility here. Okay. And where's more of the good do that you need to get into your life? Where do you need to get more information? Okay, because there's things that you can't see. There's blind spots. That's why you're tuning in to the podcast, right? Getting new information and leveling up. You need help with that? The best offer I've ever had can be found at thecreatorjourney.com. I'm seeing the hits we're getting over there. It needs to be way more. We're actually in late registration. We have our first group going in. And so if you're getting in, know you're getting in late, but you have until the 1st of next year to catch up. So there's a 30-day challenge you got to go through. So we're closing it December 1st. So that's the last chance to get in. I would get in now. We also limit it to 100 late registrants. So I don't want you to miss out. And I'm batch recording a lot of these podcasts. So I'm probably going to say it's available and go. And it might not be, right? I'm not going back and editing these. So if in case you go there and it's like, sorry, you missed out, there's a wait list. And you're like, I thought I had to December. You should have listened. Okay. Don't waste time. thecreatorjourney.com. That'll help you, right? You can get one-on-one calls. You can have someone that can see your blind spots in all areas: faith, relationships, energy, economics. Because way too often we try to take a one-dimensional approach and we wonder why we feel burnt out, overwhelmed, etc. I explain that more so at that website. So check that out, thecreatorjourney.com. I love you guys. Let's level up our responsibility until next time. God first. God bless.